Hello again, everyone. The Snowman here. Time for the second Grand Slam of the tennis calendar. Right now, I've got my 2022 Women's French Open preview. Very eager to talk about the chances of all the favorites and discuss the best matches that'll take place over the next couple of weeks. Please take a look at my men's Roland Garros preview too if you're interested. But for right now, it's all about the ladies. Let's break down this French Open draw. And as we pull up the first section of this ladies singles draw, some last-minute withdrawals. We won't have last year's runner-up Anastasia Pavlyuchenkova in this draw. Also no Sara Sorribes Tormo or Clara Tauson. We do have number one Iga Swiatek, though, has been invincible for 3 months now. If you watch my Rome preview, I know I spoke about the Polish superstar a bunch then, but she's simply on another planet than every single other tennis player right now. The win streak is up to 28 matches. That's the fourth longest since 2000 in the WTA. If she wins Roland Garros, that would be 35 wins, which would be the longest win streak in this millennium. 5 consecutive trophies won, including the one last week in Rome. And quite frankly, a lot of these matches, a lot of these tournaments just aren't competitive at all for Swiatek's opponents. I think she's averaging something crazy like just 1.3 games lost on average in the second set during her win streak. She's doling out bagels and breadsticks left and right. Occasionally, you will have a match like Andreescu played against her in Rome where the alarm bells were close to ringing, but then she gets out of the first set with a tiebreak win and a 6-love second set, so all good there. It's got to be so suffocating and relentless for Swiatek's opponents to deal with the offensive onslaught every single point. She's 37-3 on the year, hasn't lost a match on clay yet, trying to reclaim a Roland Garros title that she won back in 2020, and the odds couldn't be more in her favor. Most places I've looked have her around 50-50 odds to win the whole thing, so basically even odds that either Iga will win or any of the other 127 players will win. Pretty crazy stuff. Those odds are the kind of numbers we're used to seeing with Swiatek's favorite player, Rafa Nadal, at the French Open. Not the best draw for Swiatek. Maybe Diana Yastremska in round 2. Lyudmila Samsonova could be a third-round opponent. She's actually come the closest to defeating the world number 1 during her win streak, and that's not even taking into account the other half of this first section. Pretty loaded. Number 11, Jess Pegula, made the final in Madrid. Number 24, Tamara Zidanchek. She made the semis of Roland Garros last year. We also have the Ukrainian Kalinina, who upended a trio of Grand Slam champions back in Madrid. There's some dangerous players in this quarter. Karolina Pliskova at the bottom as well. It's definitely not a cupcake draw for Swiatek, but despite all that, 28 wins in a row speaks for itself. No self-respecting YouTuber slash tennis analyst can pick against her right now. I'll take Iga to get out of section number 1. The second quarter, in my opinion, is all about number 3, Paula Bedosa. It's all there for the taking for Bedosa, who's grown exponentially since she lost in the quarterfinals in Paris a year ago to Zidanchek. Now she's an Indian Wells champion, a regular fixture in the top 10 and now top 5. Bedosa seems more confident than she's ever been, a big match player with an uncanny ability to come up with the big winner in the clutch moments. Bedosa draws Fiona Pharaoh up first, a French woman who's had some decent showings at Roland Garros the last couple of years. Maybe a third-round encounter with Veronika Kudermetova. Bedosa recently defeated her 6-3, 6-love in Madrid, although the conditions in Madrid are a bit different than most other major clay events, especially as opposed to the French Open. The number 16 seed, Elena Ribaccona, is hoping to get back to the quarterfinals like last year. We've got number 7, Irina Sapalenka, as well as number 9, Danielle Collins. Interesting stat for Sabalenka, she's no slouch on clay by any means. A Madrid title on her resume, Rome semifinals, 2-time Stuttgart finalist, but somehow Sabalenka has never been around during the second week in Paris. Her best French Open result is the third round, and especially with her serving inconsistencies, wouldn't shock me if a higher-seeded player came out of the bottom half of this section number 2 to meet Bedosa in the quarters. Maybe a player like number 20, Daria Kazakina. For the Russian, it was an incredible run in Rome to the semifinals, defeated the aforementioned Paula Bedosa in the round of 16. In fact, Kazakina has now astonishingly won 10 of her last 11 matches against top 3 players. An absolute giant slayer when she's feeling it. Looks extremely comfortable on the red clay right now. She's got the craftiness and variety to go deep. Overall, I do think this quarter, again, all depends on the racket of Bedosa. Bedosa. It's her time to shine and make the semis at least at her best slam. Some mouth-watering matchups in quarter number 3 of this French Open. Big-time blockbuster names all over the map. Let's start with someone the average tennis fanatic might not know as well, but really should. That's number 6, Anja Bir, who, if Iga Swiatek wasn't doing what she's doing right now, we'd be going crazy over Jabeur. She made the Charleston final, then won the title in Madrid, backed that up by making the final in Rome. Jabeur has the most wins on clay this season, getting it done with both power and variety. Won close to 80% of points in Madrid when she employed her drop shot, but also serving extremely well. Jabeur is a sensational front runner, 21-0 when she wins the first set this season. She's also a formidable comeback artist. In Rome, she was down 6-1, 5-2, 30-love to Maria Sakkari and had the most improbable comeback of the year so far. Also was down match point to Kazakina in the semis and won 7-5 in the third, so don't mess with Anja Bir right now. Multiple Grand Slam champs nearby. Number 32, Petra Kvitova. Number 21, Angie Kerber. The British sensation, 12-seed Emma Raducanu, seems to grow into her game more and more by the week. Then we move down some more. Could have a potential Bencic-Andreescu clash in the second round. I'd love that. They met once upon a time at the 2019 U.S. Open semifinals. A match Bibi would win before claiming her first major title. Andreescu seems to be back in the groove after her extended layoff. Didn't play for about 6 months, but gave Swiatek a real fight in Rome. Kiki and Ledenovich against number 17, Leyla Fernandez, will get put on a primetime court. Ledenovich very proud every time she plays at the French. And how about the best first-round match in this draw? Amanda Anisimova versus Naomi Osaka. Osaka back at Roland Garros after the controversy last year. Anisimova coming off semifinals in Charleston, quarters at Madrid and quarters at Rome. Those two had that awesome third-round match in Melbourne this year, which Amanda won in a third-set tiebreaker. I like Anisimova as the favorite here too. She seems like the better mover on clay. Not as easy for Osaka to finish off points quickly. Also, Anisimova handles pace really well, and she's got as good of a chance as anyone to make it out from this section. I haven't even mentioned number 4, Maria Sakkari yet. She was tantalizingly close to playing in the final in Paris last year. Really, Sakkari, Anisimova, Bencic, Jabeur, these are all the ones to watch out for, and I'll take the American Anisimova to make the semifinals. Just one section left. Finally, we get to quarter number 4, and I feel like this is the weakest of the 4 quarters, mainly because of the second seed and defending Roland Garros champion Barbara Kratchikova. She hasn't played since February because of multiple injuries. It's going to be very difficult for her to come back and pick up right where she left off last year, winning this title in both the singles and doubles competitions. Also, number 5, Annette Kontaveit isn't as proven on clay. Sure, she might be unstoppable on an indoor hard court, but Annette just 6-6 all-time at the French. Only once has she made the round of 16. Honestly, it's probably going to come down to number 10, Garbine Muguruza, in my estimation, in this quarter, but she's been so lackluster lately, so almost apathetic and uninspired. Finished last year ranked number 3, but she's 6-7 this season, including 4 defeats in her last 5 matches. A super puzzling loss to Putintseva in Rome, where it almost looked like Mugu just tapped out and quit. I don't know where her fire has gone, but this is a pretty good-looking draw for her. Number 18, Coco Gauff, no pushover if that's who she'll play in round 3, but at least there's no comprehensive favorite in this grouping. You do have number 15, Vika Azarenka nearby. Also, don't forget the Swiss 23 seed Jill Teichmann. She's got an all-lefty battle with Bernarda Pera, but her form has been hot lately. If I had to pick a winner from section number 4, I'd probably say Muguruza, but I say that knowing full well she could lose to Kaya Kanepi in the first round, and nobody on earth would be shocked at this point. Should be a pretty entertaining section, though. As far as the tournament as a whole, again, anyone who picks against Iga Swiatek right now, they've either got Gray's Sports Almanac in their possession or they're just trying to make a hot take, so I'll play it safe and pick Iga as your 2022 Roland Garros champion. And thanks a lot for watching my Women's French Open preview. Please leave a comment. Let me know what your thoughts are about this draw, who you have lifting the trophy at the end in Paris. Please take a look at my men's preview as well, and like and subscribe to the Snowman Sports Media for more tennis content and preview videos. Thanks a lot. Cheers.